So I've been meaning to make this video for a really long time, but I've always been nervous because it is a weirdly sensitive subject for some reason, or at least something that doesn't really get talked about a whole lot. I'm sitting in my bathroom, so if the acoustics are kind of weird or you hear explosions in the background, it's also because I locked my rabbit in my bathroom with me, so she wouldn't try to destroy the kitchen while I made this video. Instead, she can destroy the bathroom, I guess. Anyway, I guess I'll just get right into it. I didn't script this out, but it's something that I think about all the time, so we'll see. I am a butch lesbian, and I am exclusively attracted to other butch lesbians. I feel like I've spoken about it a little bit on this channel in passing, and it's also the subject of like every comic that I make, so you probably already know if you are familiar with my art, and if not, then I'm gonna give you a little crash course. The first of the video, or probably the second but I didn't count the first one, I guess. But I know that I probably did it. I'm rambling a little bit, but it's because I'm very nervous about this topic. But yeah, I feel like I don't even know where to begin. I just love other butch lesbians and always have. It's kind of tricky to go into. The main thing that people, or issue that people seem to have with it, even though it's not even their business, so unless I'm trying to hit on them or pick them up, then it's not for them to be worrying about. Anyway, a lot of people have issues with it because they think it's somehow anti-woman or anti-femme, which is kind of hilarious actually, because the thing is, like, it's not at all about femme lesbians or feminine women. Like, it's literally not me being like, oh, well, like, I hate femininity. Like, no, like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Like, if that's how you, like, express gender-wise, then, like, that's how you express. It's just a matter of not even preference. People seem to think, oh, well, like, you like butches, but also in reality, you would date anybody. Like, no, I wouldn't. Like, it's really a very straightforward, singular attraction for me. I'm trying to find ways of describing it, but I feel like it's just been such a part of my life, and it just is actively such a part of who I am and the way I kind of function, not only in the dating world, but just the way I think about people and the way that I just conceptualize like other like butch lesbians. It starts crying. It's just always been a thing for me. For some reason, people will get mad. They feel entitled to my affection in some way. They feel entitled to my love life. They're like, oh, well, like, you're not really butch then if you're only attracted to butches, because that's an inherent quality of like butch lesbians, like your relationship to femme lesbians, which, like, as much as historically there is a very strong relationship and a very specific tie between the butch and femme identities and like butch and femme lesbians, I don't think that it's healthy, and I don't think that it's true that the only way that you're able to call yourself butch and the only way to be butch is to be dating a feminine woman. I just don't think that's, a thing. And I feel like it's my shitty shower curtain. Sorry, I'm just gonna be hitting everything, I guess, in this video. Anyway, another thing with that is people seem to, this makes me so mad, but it's like a whole situation where people seem to misconstrue a lot of issues that gay men have in their own community, and they try to take those issues without context and put them onto the lesbian community somehow. And what I'm specifically referring to is this whole, from what I've seen, this whole thing of like femmephobia or whatever. I feel like that was initially kind of spoken about and was supposed to be a commentary specifically about gender nonconforming men, where they are feminine men, and that whole thing of no blacks, no Asians, no fats, no femmes is started. I mean, it's not that those things aren't very, rampant in the lesbian community, but those things are very particular to like the experience of gay men. So the translation of that into lesbian culture to me is the same way that like feminine gay men are discriminated against within their own communities for being gender nonconforming is the same exact way that butch lesbians are being discriminated against within our lesbian community, because you're a woman who isn't acting like a woman, who isn't dressing like a woman, whatever that's supposed to mean, you know? So I feel that it's a very poor way to misconstrue a very serious issue and then somehow make it into some sort of application to a group that just has very different dynamics. So that bothers me a lot. I'm trying to figure out what else to even say other than just like the one sentence that is, I am a butch lesbian who is exclusively attracted to other butch lesbians. And it's not out of a hatred for feminine women or femininity. It is out of a very deep love for, you know, other butch women. Like, I just love them so much. I think they're beautiful. I think they're interesting. I think they're cool. And I don't understand where this whole concept came from where you love one thing and that means you must hate the other thing. Like, no, it's not that at all. It's literally just me feeling the way I feel about other butches. And then there's the whole inter-community issue where you're butch and you have internalized homophobia, and to you, dating another butch would be the equivalent of dating a man because you have this idea in your head that you're somehow secretly a man and it's gay to be dating another butch. And it's like, hey, we're gay. I don't know how else to say that. Like, yeah, you got it. We're gay. But like, it's just this very particular stigma in the community that I feel like is in the back of a lot of people's minds. And also, some people are butch and they just aren't attracted to other butches. And I respect that. Like, I get that. The whole issue that I have is when anybody tries to force anybody to be attracted to somebody they're not attracted to. Like, great, like, okay, you're butch and like you just aren't, you know, you're not into other butch women. You're not like, I've seen this, I was recently on OkCupid and it really ruined my life. But I've recently, you know, seen a lot of people who are non-black who are using the term stud when really stud is a black term, and now suddenly everybody's a stud because we love to appropriate black culture across communities. Anyway, people are like, no stud for stud, that's disgusting. And then essentially in the same sentence that they're saying I wouldn't want to date a woman who looks like a man, they're also like, I also wouldn't date a trans woman. And it, like, I saw that on somebody's like page or whatever, like their introduction literally was just that. And I was like, this is not cute. Like, I'm really sorry if people are trying to pressure you or like try to like come after you for not being attracted to certain people, but at the same time it does not seem like it's that. It seems like that's rooted in like a lot of like transphobia and internalized, you know, homophobia and like self-hatred, which is really sad to me. So yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say on this subject. I could talk about it for literal hours. It's already an 8-minute video. I don't even know if anybody's gonna be interested in this because it's such a specific experience, and I know there's other people out there who are like, I'm butch for butch, but at the same time, it's not, and this is not saying they're better or worse, it's just different. Like, I say butch for butch and people think that it's, I like butches but I'm open to dating other people. Like, no, I really just only like butch lesbians. And once again, it's not to poop on other people. It's just how I feel. And I don't know why. I really, sometimes I sit there like, excuse me, I sit there in bed and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, literally, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I be attracted to, you know, other people who aren't butch lesbians? Like, why? Like, literally, why? But at the same time, it doesn't actually make me mad because it's just who I love. Like, in my mind, like, it's like when people are like, well, why are you a lesbian? And I'm like, I couldn't tell you. I just am. To me, it's like so inherently tied together, like being lesbian and being butch and being attracted to other butches. Like, it's just all the same thing for me, and that's how I feel. And that's about all I have to say. This is not me trying to speak for every single butch or every single person who like is attracted to butch lesbians. Like, no, like, this is just me. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.